Ancient world, the king of predators senses something new in its territory. The scent is fragile, unfamiliar, a fragile intruder in a land ruled by giants. From this moment on, the hunt has begun. This is a world older than human memory, a realm of raw beauty and merciless law. Even in a land of monsters, there are moments of fragile peace. But peace here never lasts. Something ancient and unstoppable walks this world, drawn by the scent of prey. Three humans, far from home, walk deeper into a world that was never meant for them.
They feel something watching them, but cannot yet see what walks between the trees.
She hears it through the ground, a slow, heavy heartbeat made of footsteps. The forest pretends to be silent, but the echo of a giant betrays the truth.
Their entire bodies could fit inside just one of its tracks, and the earth has not yet forgotten its last step. Each print marks a path carved by hunger, a straight line leading toward its unsuspecting prey.
They have one chance before nightfall: find shelter, or be swallowed by the forest's hunger.
In this labyrinth of stone, the ground itself can become a trap, or the only hope of survival. It follows the trail with a single purpose: hunger that has ruled for eons.
In this kingdom of giants, it is not merely another animal. It is the walking face of fear itself. You don't need to see the monster. It's just beyond your sight.
They stand at the edge of the unknown, unaware that the true nightmare is already following their trail. Warning rises over a valley where every shadow hides teeth, and mercy is unknown. It tastes the air and the earth, following the fragile trace of something that does not belong. Humans.
He feels it through the soles of his feet, something too heavy, too ancient, walking closer with every heartbeat.
They search for a place the monster cannot reach, a crack in the earth that might still shelter fragile humans.
To survive, they must cross land owned by hunters older and more ruthless than themselves. Even here, among the lesser hunters, every meal is won with teeth and terror. A single human running against the weight of 9 tons of ancient hunger.
From above, the chase looks almost simple. A spark of life fleeing a mountain of flesh and teeth. Every step is a choice between falling and being swallowed by the jaws behind.
They can only listen as their son draws the monster away, sacrificing distance for a fragile chance to survive.
Here, the earth itself waits to fall. It only needs something heavy enough to trigger its collapse. He cannot outrun tons of muscle and teeth, but he can choose where the monster's footsteps will fall.
The giant slows, the trail grows thin. For the first time, doubt creeps into the hunger of the hunter. It turns aside, but not away. The jungle has misled it, yet the hunt is far from over. For a brief moment, stone walls hold back the world. But they know this is only a pause, not safety.
Behind the noise of the water, the earth hides a secret, a darkness that may become their only refuge. She feels for a weakness in the stone, a passage carved by water that the monster cannot squeeze through.
They slip behind the wall of water, into a throat of stone, where the giant's jaws cannot follow.
The roar of the falls becomes their shield, smothering the sound of their fear and the footsteps of the beasts outside. Other hunters search the shoreline, confused by the storm of sound and water, unaware that their prey now hides just beyond their reach. The boy walks deeper into the dark throat of the earth, searching for safety and finding something older than fear.
Even the mightiest have fallen here, their bones turned into silent warnings, buried in the dark.
She sees weakness where others see only stone. The ceiling hangs by threads, waiting for the right impact.
If they cannot match its strength, they will use the earth itself, turning stone and gravity into their only weapon.
The first night passes behind a wall of water and stone, but the world outside does not sleep.
Another day begins. A fragile victory won in darkness.
They are not forging weapons to win a battle, only tools to guide a monster into its own grave.
He knows he cannot kill the giant with his hands, but he can decide where the giant's last step will fall.
This hidden passage leads to a stone throat, and if they are clever enough, it will become the monster's final corridor. From above, they see the weakness carved into the stone, a path where gravity itself can become their spear. He learns how little force is needed, how fragile the ceiling truly is, and imagines what 9 tons of fury will do.
The canyon is a stone waiting for a final breath. The ascent leads into the stone throat, and the king of predators cannot imagine a world trapped.
They will not meet the monster with open ground and fear, but with stone, gravity, and a plan born from desperation.
The boy walks willingly into the jaws of the world, counting on stone and strategy where muscle would fail.
The king hears a challenge, and in its mind, there is only one answer: hunt.
Once more, he runs before the mountain of flesh and teeth, but this time, every step brings the monster closer to its grave. From the sky, the trap reveals itself, a stone corridor barely wide enough for the giant, and loaded above with its future tomb.
She is the hand that will move the first stone, the spark that will turn gravity into a weapon.
The leader takes his place, not as prey, but as executioner. His enemy is not the beast, but the moment.
The bait escapes by the width of a heartbeat, and the monster...
The monster forces itself into the stone throat, unaware that the earth above it hangs by a thread. He becomes part of the stone, holding his breath while the mountain of flesh and teeth rushes past, blind to the trap ahead.
The leader removes the last support and lets the canyon decide the monster's fate.
Place only stone, dust, and the echo of what once hunted this valley. They stand above the grave they created, knowing that brute strength did not save them, but the courage to use the world itself as their shield.
In his eyes, the world has changed. Monsters can die, and so can he.
For the first time since the hunt began, they stand not as prey scattered by fear, but as a family that has survived together.
They turn their backs on the tomb they carved into the earth and walk toward a future that is no longer ruled by the same monster.
With the giant gone, the valley breathes again. For a moment, life returns to a... In the shadow of the falls, they wash away the dust of the hunt, but not the memory of what it took to survive. The sun leaves the valley, as it has for millions. He has survived monsters of flesh, but he knows others will come. His watch never truly ends.
Above the chaos of tooth and claw, the stars do not care who hunts and who runs.
They step back into the world not as fugitives, but as survivors who have rewritten the rules of the hunt. The boy who once ran now trains.
Even without the giant, the world is not safe. She is the shield at the family's back, always searching for the next shadow.
The man who outwitted a giant now passes on softer skills, teaching his son to read the world not just in fear, but in understanding.
They stand on the edge of a world still filled with danger. But now, it is a world they have proven they can shape. In this ancient forest, one predator is unprepared. In the shadows, new hunters wait for their time to rise. They do not leave this land for another. They move deeper into it, choosing to live in the same world that nearly consumed them. In time, even this wound in the earth will be covered by moss and roots. The world doesn't. They are small against the horizon, but their story is not. Intelligence,